The key is that this system is fine-tuned. It's evolved over thousands and thousands of years. What are some of the elements of the system that make it fine-tuned? And the idea here is that if you have two components in a system that support each other, it's called a positive feedback loop. And it's very, very stable. And a good example would be the relationship between the mass market and the corporations that feed them. For example, humans are naturally greedy and naturally vain. It's part of the sexual selection criteria that we used to use in prehistoric times, but that's still programmed into us. The idea is that the way we look is really the important criteria for sexual selection. Our desire to feel good and look good. And we can really understand that and use that to the mass market. Most advertising is based on that visceral knowledge. And so what happens is corporations really use that knowledge of people to advertise, to really drive them to consume, drive them to debt, drive them to overextend themselves. And that's a great way to control people. We want two parents working as well. So we've instilled this idea in parents that in order to show love for their children, in order for them to feel good when they compare the way they treat their children to the way other people treat their children, so the number of toys that the children have. It's very, very effective at getting people to buy what we want them to buy, to support the corporate structure, and really, most importantly of all, something that's not obvious, which is two working parents ensures that the children are spending more time in school than with the parents. It's harder for them to help their children navigate all the complexities, and again, the school system can socialize them, and it's a very, very powerful feedback mechanism to ensure that that system is stable. The other one that's very, very important is what we refer to as spiritual narcissism. And again, human beings are naturally superstitious, they're naturally lazy, they're looking for very, very simple answers to something. And so we have religious institutions that provide those people, not everybody, but it's the vast majority of people, with a very, very simple way to understand spirituality. So again, they're not really asking a lot of broad questions. They feel a sense of satisfaction. And again, everybody wins here. The folks that run these spiritual and religious institutions feel good about what they're doing. It satisfies the masses. And it doesn't really, the idea here is it doesn't really create any change. It really just makes people feel very, very satisfied so that they don't start asking questions again about the way our system is structured.